when we're speaking about the things that we don't want. I don't want this again. I don't want this ever. I don't want more of this. That is the address that you're feeding your unconscious mind. That's your nav system, and it'll take you there every time. There is one very specific reason that you continue to find yourself in the same relationship over and over and over again. I want you to understand something. Every single day, as humans, we think between 65,000 and 85,000 thoughts. It's crazy, right? 90% of those thoughts are recycled. They're the same thoughts that we thought yesterday and the day before and the month before and in the middle of the night when you're going through all the what ifs. And the problem with that is 75% of those thoughts are negative. Now, I get a lot of pushback on this because, my clients are intelligent, incredible women, and they're like, nope, I am so good on mindset. And they'll say, I am so clear. I will never be in a relationship that does this. I will never allow this to happen to me again. And I don't want to be in a situation like this. I don't want to be in an environment where I can't feel safe and trusted. I don't. The problem there is that the unconscious mind doesn't hear the qualifying don't. It just knows what you're really focused on. It's kind of like when you get in the car and you throw an address into your nav system or your Google Maps or whatever it is that you're using, and you put the address in and it takes you there, right? Gives you the directions. It's the exact same thing when we're speaking about the things that we don't want. I don't want this again. I don't want this ever. I don't want more of this. That is the address that you're feeding your unconscious mind. That's your nav system, and it'll take you there every time. The great news is that there's a really simple way to fix this. What if I told you in the course of the next 72 hours, those 65,000 to 85,000 thoughts that you think every day, we can completely rewire them? Here's what I'd love for you to do. I want you to think for a moment about being in a room with 4 walls. And one of those walls, we're gonna call your away wall. And the other wall is gonna be your toward wall. So for you, it doesn't matter if it's left, in front of you, behind you, to the right. I just want you to pick one. And on your away wall is everything you don't want, all of it. And on your toward wall is everything you do want, all your hopes and wishes and dreams and goals and desires. Now I want you to get 2 pieces of paper, and I want you to write on the top away and toward, and I want you to make that list and just keep writing until there's nothing left to write. Everything you don't want on the away wall, everything you do want on your toward wall. Now, I want you to take pictures of those lists and keep them accessible, whether that's your notes app on your phone or in a photo album, whatever, so that you always have access to it. And over the course of the next 72 hours, we're gonna play a game so that rather than continuing to attract all the things that you don't want, you're gonna become a magnet for miracles. You ready? Okay. The only thing you need for this is a rubber band. Now, it can't be your soft, scrunchy rubber band. It needs to be one of those ones, like at the office supply store, so that when you snap it, it stings. So you're gonna put that rubber band on. And for the next 3 days, every time you find yourself in a space where you notice that you're spiraling down into one of those, those don't wants, this focusing on the fear, the things that, you absolutely don't want to experience ever again, I want you to snap that rubber band because you need the pattern interrupt in your brain. And then I want you to replace it with a better feeling thought. So how do you do that? You could look at something from that toward wall list, and you can actually just close your eyes and imagine and feel with all the senses of what it feels like to have that be. You can actually name what it was that you were feeling and just choose one level up from that. So if you were rage, you can go from rage to anger. If you were in a situation where none of that was working, then I want you to ask yourself, who in this moment can I serve? And it doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It can literally be an intention, a prayer, a text to a girlfriend saying, hey, I love you. It could be picking up your neighbor's trash can because it fell over on the sidewalk. And once you get out of your head and have replaced that thought, things start to change. Now, I'm gonna say the first day, it's very likely you won't be snapping much because you've been operating in this way for so long, you don't even notice it. You might actually find that you just know that you just feel off. You just have kind of hit in your stomach, or your heart's racing, or you just kind of feel, ugh. So when you notice that, go ahead and snap it. And then I want you to try to think back to the last thing that you can remember thinking about. And I promise you, it was something on the away wall list. As you go through these 72 hours, the point of this is not to not feel emotion and not have these thoughts. We're human, right? The point is to not sit in it, because it only takes 17 seconds of holding a thought with emotion for it to either start new neural pathways or reinforce the ones you already have, which again is why you continue to get the same thing over and over again. So as you go through these 72 hours, find yourself snapping quicker. So maybe the first day it was the whole day, didn't even notice it. Maybe the second day, you're in it for a few hours. And by the third day, you're down to minutes. And then eventually it'll be seconds. And it's recognizing when you're having those thoughts and being able to have the pattern interrupt and replace that with a better feeling thought, and everything in your life starts to change. So if you have ever found yourself saying, how did I end up here again? Why do I keep marrying the same person? Why do I keep dating the same person? Why are the only people attracted to me are fill in the blank? I promise you, if you play for the next 3 days, this will change your life. If you're in, leave a comment for me, let me know. I can't wait to hear all about it. And if you'd like to dive even deeper, I would love to gift you the opportunity to learn even more about you, your patterns, what makes you you with the ELLI. So the ELLI is the Extraordinary Love Index. It's an assessment that answers the question, what's standing between you and extraordinary love? And this can be romantic love, this can be self-love, 40 questions, 10 minutes. I'm gonna send you a 28-page report that's personalized just for you with all of these 9 key areas, and it's gonna show you where you are, what you might be experiencing or noticing, the cost of staying there, and what you can do right now to start to move yourself out of that space. Click on the link in the description below, and I'll see you soon.